We need the clerk.
Oh, yeah.
That would be good. We gotta get that recording.
Good morning. Here she comes, Dave.
Oh, you got her?
Yep.
Here he comes.
Got a full house today.
He did the pledge already, so we don't have it on record.
Sorry, I was waiting for the
Right.
paperwork from the engineer's office.
All right. Okay.
Got the recorder going?
Okay. So you're good? So what we'll do is our first order of business is requesting the board approve and execute the minutes of the meeting from March 27th.
So, second?
Mr. Claypool?
Yes.
Mr. Lemon?
Yes.
Mr. Spudler?
Abstain.
Okay. Number 2, I'm reporting on the actions, or on the items I approved on March 29th, as authorized by Resolution 18-003, under the direction and supervision of the County Commissioners that was approved on January 14th, 2018, pursuant to ORC 305.30. For the Department of Aging, I approved the hiring of Natalie Project to the position of social worker number 10.2 to be effective April 4th, 2018, at the rate of $19.10 per hour with a 1-year probationary period. This offer of employment is contingent upon successful completion of the required pre-employment conditions. And then for the county home, I granted permission to advertise for the position of part-time cook, which is job number 1503-1. This position will remain posted until filled.
Okay. Alrighty. And for action number 3,
In here?
Yeah.
Ah, there he is. Okay.
good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Jim.
People here.
Huh?
Yeah.
Charles Lee. Number 3 on the agenda. Charles E. Dinesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
A lot of people here
Yeah,
to see
that's good.
probation officer's request by the school. He's very nervous back there. So, under RC 305.02, if there's a vacancy in a county office, and as you're all aware, as of 9 a.m. this morning, there's a vacancy in the office of the auditor. And if there's a vacancy in the county office that is was elected by a political party, then the political party appoints a successor. But until a successor has been appointed by the political party through that process, until that person is voted on, qualifies, and takes office through that process, under 305.02F, the Board of County Commissioners may appoint a person to hold the office as an acting officer. So you can appoint an acting auditor. And as of 9 o'clock this morning, you can appoint an acting auditor.
Okay.
You don't have to, it's not mandatory. I would highly recommend it. There's some issues that need to be addressed today.
There's some checks that need to be.
Yeah, I
covered,
mean,
and
it's
there's
small
some
stuff, couple hundred
kind of
checks.
business.
Yeah. So, so I would recommend that you make an appointment. You know, I know there's been some talk about, you know, was this decision made? Just so everyone's clear, you know, I didn't really talk to you. I mean, I talked to Tim specifically because Tim called me the morning of, but I haven't really talked to you, the other two, specifically about what you were going to do. But I did reach out to Dave because I wanted to have the paperwork in order. You know, there's some issues that we need to have some things lined up so this person can work immediately if you do choose to make an appointment. And so I asked Dave for just an indication of his best guess of the direction it was going to go in. So, you know, I know that you guys can talk to each other about it. I would recommend that you have discussion now. I don't know that anybody other than one person's really expressed interest to the board for the acting position. This appointment will probably last a couple weeks, but again, I think it's critical for county to do business that you do appoint an acting officer this morning. So if you have any questions for me, or I would just have a discussion, and then one of you could if you think it would be Mr. Walder or someone else, you can have that discussion, or not do anything, and then if one of you wants to, you could, just for the item number 3, you could, you could request that he be appointed. And then if you vote on that, he's appointed, then one of you will need to swear him in now, and then I have some bond paperwork, if you do appoint him, that he can fill out. Your only other options would be the chief deputy auditor, Ron Leidy, who's here and probably wants nothing to do with this. You could appoint him as an acting officer, or again, do nothing, would be your options. So Ron's probably slinking out of the room right now.
I know he was
They're
laughing.
holding back. They're not letting him go. Don't let that man leave the room.
So those are your options. You don't have to take action, but I highly recommend it. So, any questions, or?
No, I agree with what you're saying. I think it's important to get a leader in there for the employees in that office right away, just to let them know that we're going to, steady the ship there. So I think Chuck being the only candidate on the ballot obviously makes sense, and that's not the only reason, but I think moving forward, that's who I would choose. So,
And I would concur. And as you said, we individually, given the situation, we were finally very aware of it, and each of us individually, with Dave and you and a variety of other people, were talking about where we would go. And I can tell you, I've known Chuck for a while. He's been in Russell. He's been a financial person down there on the Trustees Association and so forth. And I know him to be a stellar individual. And so I'm very comfortable with Chuck stepping into this role, given that he's applied, will be on the ballot, and be elected in the Republican side. All of that makes sense. And so as far as I'm concerned, Chuck's the guy we should name to be the what do we term it, the
Acting.
acting, thank you.
Acting, yeah.
The acting guy. I don't know which term we should use, but the acting guy going forward. And so I would actually make that motion if anybody is interested. I don't know if you
Sure,
have
and real
any
quick, I
comment.
just
Yeah.
agree with everything everybody said here, and, it speaks volumes that, Chief is here, Sergeant's here, everybody is here also, to support him. It speaks volumes of, his character, and, it's just nice to see the support for somebody, and it's got to be a great feeling for you too, Chuck Harris, that we're able to work with some good people and still be just right around the corner if they have some issues too, so.
Actually, the chief told me he planned on protesting so that he could stay in Russell.
Yeah.
He told me
to drag him out.
Yeah.
whatever force is necessary, he told me to keep him there, but, well, good. So if you do make the motion, someone seconds it, and you vote on that, then, and it's approved, then you could, one of you can administer the oath. and I'll do the paperwork with
I'll
them.
second that.
Commissioner Clayton?
Yes.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner
I,
Okay.
Great, Chuck. Do a quick swearing in. He's got a good memory.
Chuck,
Yeah.
this is the only time you're going to be swearing in. The rest of the time, they will be swearing at.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Right. Okay. That's great. All right, Chuck. I state your name.
I, Charles E. Walder,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Auditor for Geauga County, Ohio.
of the office of Auditor of Geauga County, Ohio.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Don't know what to say except, I mean, obviously, with everyone at Russell here, this is very bittersweet. Some of the people that I've worked with at Russell have become more than just business colleagues. They've become friends. We take care of each other when there are issues. And I hope that that carries with me to the county. I know Tim has got a whole series of protests that he wants to launch, including, I think he's bringing every squad car we own, so I'm going to have to, I guess, alert the new fiscal officer in Russell that there's probably been a little bit of a problem with use of company or use of township facilities, but I think the general public will understand. So with that, I just want to thank everybody. My goal right now is not to do a lot of this. My goal is to go to work. I think right now that's what's needed at the office. I'm very anxious to do that. I know that people there are very anxious to also get down to the business of the county. So with that, I just want to thank everybody, and let's get on with the business. Thank you.
Okay,
So the chief's office is requesting the board approve the bond of Charles E. Walder of acting Jug County Auditor issued by Western Surrey Company in the amount of $10,000 pursuant to ORC 319.02.
second?
Commissioner Claypool? Yes. Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
I'll execute the bond now, and then I'll deliver the original with the treasurer. I'll get you a copy.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Morning.
Good morning. Now that we can do
Yeah.
financials,
That's right.
today's financials include an appropriations transfer from JFS into their workforce investment fund to increase contract services for Great Lakes Truck for their CDL training program. There's a cash transfer from the commissioners to the county home for their second quarter funding. Among the encumbrances are a travel request from the Department of Development Building Department section for the electrical inspector's annual chapter meeting in Akron. A travel request from Common Pleas Court Technology to the Ohio Public Sector CIO Academy Conference in Cleveland. A travel request from the Department of Development, Community and Economic Development section for the Ohio Conference of Community Development Spring Conference in Columbus. A purchase order from JFS to Preston Ford for a 2018 Ford Fusion and Liberty Ford for a 2018 Ford Echo compact utility vehicle. And a travel request from the prosecutor's office, the Ohio Attorney General's Office May Advocate Conference in Columbus. Among the vouchers are $104,105 from the Commissioner's Office, the Ravenwood Center for their second quarter 2018 Youth Center funding, $23,877.50 from the Commissioner's Office to McGlinchey Stafford for special prosecutor services rendered during February 2018, $32,000 from JFS to the Geauga Community Board of Mental Health, Alcohol, and Drug Addiction for first quarter 2018 therapeutic services, $13,691 from Transit to Royal Heating and Air Conditioning to replace their 2 rooftop HVAC units, and $14,739 from Water Resources to Buckeye Pumps for 3 flight pumps for the McFarland Wastewater Treatment Plant. And finally, a revenue certification to increase the certification for JFS from the federal grants and into their workforce investment fund.
I just had a quick question. The cash transfer to the county home for second quarter funding. What's the dollar amount for that?
It is $119,830.
I'm
That's
sorry.
4 times a year.
Say that again.
$119,830. We already did our first transfer
Right.
back in January.
Okay.
And this is the second one.
Commissioner's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 1848, itemizing the financials for the meeting of April 3rd, 2018.
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. Okay, and we've got the Geauga County Public Library. Good morning.
We're here for the approval of the resolution, so we
Okay.
can proceed with the bond sale.
So give us a little bit of a rundown as far as how the process works with the bond sales.
What process? Like
Like-
our process?
So if we go ahead and move to approve this morning, what's the next step from here?
The next step would be to get the interest rate set and then go ahead with the issuance and sale of bonds.
Okay. And as far as that process with the sale of the bonds, just so that everybody understands, the way that is going to be handled is how?
Through our underwriter, Steve Warren Nichols,
Okay. And they'll be available where?
where will the bonds be available?
Right. for people to be able to purchase?
Through them, I have no idea what you mean by where. I am not a bond salesman, so.
Okay.
On the bond market.
Yeah, on the markets, yeah.
We just had our ratings interview with Moody's.
Right.
Okay. And it'll be for $24 million that you?
I think the first issue will be 14, and the second will be 9.6. So they have the bond anticipation that's in there.
Okay. Tim or Skip, any questions?
No, I think we've covered this sometime in the past, so.
Right.
Okay.
How is this progressing right now?
The project itself.
Yeah.
We've hired our architect and design firm, and we're in the process of hiring a construction manager risk. We're in the process of purchasing property for Thompson, and we have property for Bainbridge. And then we're gonna proceed with building the buildings there, and we are in the process of working out some design changes in the other building.
So you're gonna start with Thompson and Bainbridge. You're buying new property in Bainbridge, you're not using
We
the
have,
existing?
no, we have that property, yeah, that we've had for a few years.
So does anybody step back? I know when we were having a conversation, there was a pretty high per square foot building cost in the plan. It's like $500 a square foot, which was very high. So
It's
does
very
anybody-
high, yeah, no, we're looking at 300 or less right now.
And we just took a look at this Berkshire school plan last night, and they were using a $241 per square foot, and
Yep.
that's a very high-tech school. So a library, even at $300 a square foot, just seems
No, and
steep
well,
to me.
it'll be, our building's gonna be smaller, relatively smaller than the school building.
Mhm.
So that will change the cost per square foot. And also, I found out, it depends on what you're including in that square foot price. You know, is that including, we were looking at 500, that included everything, furniture, equipment, everything. If you're just talking construction costs, it's of course gonna be a lot lower per square foot.
Yeah, but at the point that people should know about it and understand that we're limited on what we can do here under the law relative to voting yes, voting no, which really aggravates me. If it's being brought before us, we should be able to use our judgment and vote accordingly. But when you're taking out a loan on furniture, I don't know that people in their personal lives would do that.
Furnishing and equipment. I'm
No, I
saying
get it, yeah,
furniture.
furniture, books, I mean, I looked at it, so I'm very familiar with the inside plan. And we were talking about books, we're talking about shelves, we're talking about furniture, we're talking about a lot of stuff that's
There's
baked
no
into
loan
that.
on materials.
And so, from a cost standpoint, it's, I don't know, I've got a lot of questions on it. I think that the taxpayers should be asking more questions on this and watching this plan very, very carefully, because
That's fine.
the dollars in this plan are extremely high, and there should be scrutiny, all kinds of scrutiny on this plan. So, with that said, that's the only questions I have. We've already kind of hashed over this before. It's I'll reserve further comment on it, because we've talked about it before.
The John County Public Library is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 18-49, providing for the issuance and sale of bonds of the John County Public Library in the amount of not to exceed $24 million for the purpose of constructing, renovating, and improving library facilities, furnishing and equipping the same, improving the sites thereof, and acquiring land and interest in land in connection therewith, retiring notes previously issued for such purpose, and authorizing and approving related matters.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
Commissioner Lemon?
Yep.
Commissioner Spillier?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Got adult prohibition. Good morning.
Morning. That's why everybody's here.
Good morning.
That's right.
We have 3 grants, I just want to remind you folks. I was here in January for the other 2 that got increased. This is our 3rd one that I anticipated being increased. That was technically an increase. Back in June when we submitted the application for these grants, they told us to do it at a decreased rate. They were unsure about the state budget, and some programs were being cut. So luckily, all 3 of our grants were not cut, and now they're being brought up to the original funding level. So here for the 3rd one, this is our pre-sentence investigation grant. Sandra Gilba, who is our pre-sentence investigation writer, is paid through this grant, so that's what it's used for.
Okay.
Highland Police Board of Health Probation is requesting the board approve and execute the addendum to Community-Based Corrections Program Non-Residential Felony Programs 407 Subsidy Grant Agreement, increasing the grant award $10,400 for fiscal year 2018, bringing the total grant amount to $52,000 for pre-sentence investigation with no local match.
So, second?
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Right.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Joe.
Okay, and the county engineer. Morning, Shane.
Morning.
Good, Shane.
How are you?
Pretty good.
So today we have 3 road projects that we're putting out to bid, pending your approval for the resurfacing of sections B and C of Leggett Road in Montville, the resurfacing of all of Georgia Road in Burton and Middlefield Townships, and the resurfacing of sections A and B of Kyle Road in Clarendon and Huntsburg Townships. Those will all be locally funded projects. Road conditions have accelerated in their deterioration, and so we're going to look at putting some repairs and new surface on those 3 roads.
Yeah, definitely.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution 1850 to order the improvement of Leggett Road CH33 sections B through C in Montville Township. This resolution requests the board approve and execute the title sheet for the specifications for the same. Further, this resolution sets a bid opening on Wednesday, April 25th, 2018 at 2:00 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised on April 5th, 2018 on the county website. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 18-51 to order the improvement of Georgia Road, CH40, sections A through D in Burton and Middlefield Townships. This resolution requests the board approve and execute the title sheet for the specifications for the same, and further, this resolution sets a bid opening on Wednesday, April 25th, 2018 at 2:05 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised on April 5th, 2018 on the county website. The county engineer's office is requesting the board approve and execute resolution number 18-52 to order the improvement of Kyle Road, CH44, sections A through B in Clarendon and Huntsburg Townships. This resolution requests the board approve and execute the title sheet for the specifications for the same. And further, this resolution sets a bid opening on Wednesday, April 25th, 2018 at 2:10 p.m. Notice of this bid opening will be advertised on April 5th, 2018 and on the county website.
So moved. Second?
Commissioner Claypool?
Yep.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Right.
Any chance I can take the originals with me? If they're...
Once they're all done.
Okay. So
How much money you got?
Huh?
How much money you got with it?
Not enough.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, maybe I should hold them ransom for a while.
Yeah,
Since they started without me this morning.
yeah, we inadvertently didn't put the fully signed cover sheets on
Oh,
2 of our sets of plans. They go to the paper today and they'll be advertised on Thursday. So
okay.
in order to get them all put together and put on the website, we have a short window.
A window to get it, yeah.
So we had to post the signed cover sheets as a separate document.
Okay.
All right, I'll just come back and see you later. Thank you.
Thanks, Shane.
You wanna hang out first, give me a minute.
Or do you want to,
It's up to you, if you wanna hang out, we can do it. And you can
We
take
got a
it.
long agenda there. So I'll come back.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Kelly?
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
You guys draw a big crowd.
Yeah.
I know.
I felt pretty safe today, though.
Respond back to my email, and I was surprised I didn't.
Thanks.
All right. What we've got here is the inmate phone system. It's a 2-year contract. They put in all the phones, and then the commissioners get the money from the revenue that generates. The last 2 years, for example, 2016, it was brought in $18,322, and in 2017 it brought in $19,311.
That's a lot of phone calls.
Bigger the population, more money you get.
Absolutely. What's, that mean, just think of the, like the canteen there, you know, where they can go buy, the inmates can buy their own supplies.
Commissary.
Commissary. How does that money, what's that money used for?
That money can only be used to benefit the inmates.
Okay,
So,
okay.
like, that's what we paid for the body scanner for.
Oh, that's right, right.
And then, you know, like when the TVs go out, we can pay for that through there.
I see.
That kind of stuff, but it has to be something that benefits the inmates.
Right. What type of dollars does that generate yearly? I mean, is it a big amount?
Well,
That
we
counts?
enough that we bought a $120,000 scanner.
Body scanner, yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's good.
It does pretty well. And this, like I say, this project doesn't cost us anything.
No.
Everything's been installed. And the prosecutor's review, they were just recommended a 2-year contract. The company wants a 4-year, but
Right.
it's only 2 years.
Okay.
It pays us, and we've got no money.
Right. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay.
The Sheriff's Office is requesting the Board approve and authorize the President of the Board to execute the combined public communications inmate telecommunications general service agreement with attachment A to provide inmate telephone services for a 2-year period at the Jog County Safety Center.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yep.
Commissioner Ronald?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Stay dry.
Okay.
All right.
Department of Development. Economic Development. How are you?
David,
Morning.
come on up.
Morning, Dina.
Good morning. Anything exciting for us?
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you sign that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Alrighty. What do we have this morning? Then we've got,
Oh, okay. We have asked you to certify the CRA agreement. You're not signing it yet.
Mhm.
You're being asked to certify the CRA agreement for abatement for Great Lakes Cheese proposed project.
Yeah.
We're gonna then turn around and send it to the schools. They have a 45-day comment period and can approve or disapprove or waive the comment period. At which point it comes back to you for a final signature, hopefully in the form it was sent to them.
Yep.
Fingers crossed. This is like one of the biggest projects the county's been looking at in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the total of if the whole project comes together in all its components, it's multifaceted, that would be about an 80 million abatement request for 100% of the 15 acres. There are several other properties they're looking at. Tennessee especially, they've already laid the foundation for a 100,000 square foot expansion at the Tennessee plant that they built about 5 years ago. The corporate headquarters is heavily being lobbied to be placed in Charlotte, where the CEO lives. And they have properties in Utah, New York. Well, everybody's after it. So we're hoping the corporate headquarters goes in the cul-de-sac portion, that the expansion of the warehouse and cold storage goes onto the existing building. It'll come abut right up to the current property line with Blazing Bills. Blazing Bills would be bought, so they have the setback. And then Blazing Bills will be on the corner lot at the top by the traffic light in the park. So this will fully occupy the industrial park.
wow.
It'll be full. Really strong deal, but it's not set in stone. In May, they will confirm where they're going.
I mean, this is really
There's
just a
200
once in a
million,
lifetime type thing for Geauga County. When you have a $1 billion company that was formed and grown from Geauga
yeah,
County,
organic.
you do not want to see them go elsewhere to spend
Yeah.
that type of investment. So
They do have to go
Yeah.
elsewhere to
Well,
promote their business and to make it
absolutely.
as profitable as possible,
but with
yeah.
their headquarters, you want to keep them here in Geauga
Absolutely.
County. So,
The high-paying jobs, the average is 100,000 an employee in the corporate headquarters.
and how many of those? About 300 or something.
I can't, well, altogether, right now their payroll is 43 million, With the new payroll be 16 million.
Yeah,
So, the office, I mean, the manufacturing is about 50,000 a year, and it's an ESOP, so they all have
ownership.
ownership of the company. That's their pension plan. So they have to, they're strongly influenced that not only for the, every time they do something profitable for the company, it's profitable for the employee because it's their pension.
Absolutely.
So they want to do what's right for the county, but they have to do what's right to sustain the business.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's 265 new jobs there, so.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, this is-
over the, after completion, which would be completed in about 2020. And then over the next 3 years, after they start occupying it, they'll get up to, within the 3 years, to the 265.
So the 100% tax abatement is for what, 10 years, I believe?
15.
15 years,
Yeah.
okay,
The
so. it's-
maximum.
So.
We're hitting the max on everybody.
Yeah.
And that, if you, when we first had to fight Twinsburg to get them to stay in the county, we put 100% for 15 years, and it created that industrial park.
Right.
There's nothing there but a farm field.
That's right.
And since then, so they got right off the bat that, but they put in the road.
And now they're
made an
paying,
industrial
they're
park.
paying their taxes on that
Oh, yeah,
now.
they've
That's
been,
kicked
that's
in.
been done
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah.
But also, they added 125,000 square foot to that, and we didn't abate them.
Mhm.
So it's not every time they
Right,
come in.
right.
And the county strategically abated who goes in there. They got it, Saint-Gobain got it, Duramax didn't, Electroc didn't.
Okay.
So it's not a given every time.
Sure.
But this is an agribusiness. This is what Geauga is. It's an
Mm-hmm.
ESOP. It hits all our buttons. So if you're going to set a precedent, you're going to pick a company like that
Oh, yeah.
to set precedent with.
Absolutely.
And that big and, yeah, they've been great neighbors.
No,
And,
that's been great, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, this going on, there's a lot of great things happening that are starting to spark, I think, you know, economic development throughout the county. And this in, you know, conjunction with what's happening, say, at the Berkshire schools. You know, I went there last night and listened to the Prime Initiative.
Yeah.
And the you know, that's going to be important when you're talking 300 high-paying jobs. Potentially, they're going to want to live in Geauga County and bring their families here and go to school here. So, I mean, this is the type of thing that sparks that,
Right.
you know.
And we're
that
trying
growth.
to attract young people, so
Yeah.
when you have corporate level
Right.
jobs, and it's right on 422,
Mhm.
maybe we can't accommodate their living the way they see themselves in an urban setting,
Mhm.
but they're so close on 422, it's not a drive to nowhere to bring those corporate levels, and
Absolutely.
then we can entice them further in.
Yeah, this is a, I hate to say not a no-brainer because it took a lot of work to do, but for me, this is a huge, an easy investment back into ourselves doing this.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think Berkshire's pretty much on board. I don't, I think they understand the bigger picture
That's
on
right.
it. We're hoping that Auburn can as well, so
Yeah, yeah.
fingers crossed.
And I think, like you said, it reflects a long-standing relationship, not only between Anita and Great Lakes, but also with the county.
Absolutely.
They feel very much part of the
Yeah,
community.
yeah, well, I know you've worked a long time with them.
Well, yeah, they're easy to work with.
They're really good people.
Yeah.
They're just good
very-
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're pay-up-front people.
yeah, they
Yeah.
understand their debt and they
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
more from the heart than it is
That's right.
a business decision. So we'll take this part through, then you'll see it again. We'll come
Mhm.
back to get the signatures as soon as the schools have input.
Great, thank you very much.
The Department of Development, Community and Economic Development is requesting the board authorize the Commissioner's Clerk to certify a copy of the proposed Community Reinvestment Area Agreement to be provided to the Berkshire Board of Education and Auburn Career Center between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners and Great Lakes Cheese Company Incorporated and JHK Company regarding the expansion project located in Great Lakes Industrial Park, Troy Township.
So, second?
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
Commissioner Long?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Commissioner Spillier?
And just a side note, their cost for the corporate headquarters per square foot, it's snarky, but it's 250.
That's the standard build cost. I mean, you could
There you
build
go.
a palace for $300
Yeah.
a square foot, so.
I mean,
I
you
do
know,
think they built in the furniture and fixturings and everything,
They
though.
did.
It might,
just
yeah.
to
Yeah,
add to
absolutely.
what I was saying earlier, the Prime Initiative, they have done their homework,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they've
yeah.
they've answered all the questions. And so, that being said, you know, not to throw stones, but you know, it's a lot easier to support those type of projects, and when you see that, you know.
End of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Jerry.
He's leaving you behind?
Hi, Jerry, how are you?
Jeez. Okay, you got this.
But she actually is the treasurer for Berkshire Schools.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah, they both
Beth is here.
Morning, how are you? Good to see you.
And I'm
It's like you're getting old hat here.
Yeah,
Huh?
we'll get used to it.
Good deal, good deal.
Okay, well, obviously.
Good.
Okay, so Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve the revised job description for the position of sanitary engineer to be effective March 25th, 2018.
Right, she just read it.
Read it,
So
yeah, that's right.
That's fine.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Blair?
You see the Geauga County auditors trying to move things along.
So the promotion?
So Ray's replacing David.
That's in here too,
Okay.
yes, we can jump to that one. Ray is replacing Dave Osborne's position.
The state has
He's moved
unemployment.
into Jim's position, he retired.
For the
Okay.
I think that's sanitary engineer, position was separated from the director, and that's what this job description changes.
I got a copy of it.
Right, okay.
So do you want me to?
16 you got?
Yeah, I think so, yep.
Yeah, I know what happened.
So do you want me to do 16?
It shouldn't happen to a county.
Department of Water Resources is requesting the board increase the current posting for the position of maintenance worker from 1 to 2 positions. These positions will remain posted until filled. So Ray exited one of those positions, so now instead of 1 to 2.
Okay. What, that position that's gonna be filled, where do you advertise that? Where would that be at? Do you do it in the papers?
We
and-
typically do it in the papers. I think we offer it, we've done Monster Board, and I don't know if this one went on that or not.
Okay.
We do it throughout the county, and we also do it in newspapers.
And what, how much, does the starting pay there, do you know, by?
I don't know off the top.
I have to look and see, I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our lowest position.
Okay.
Coming in, so it's the entry level.
But I mean,
position.
you know, the water department, from what I've heard, I mean, it's a pretty desirable job. I mean, there's lots of people looking to work at the water resources, right?
We've got,
Yeah.
currently,
I mean,
I think
good answer.
we've got about 25 to 30 applications.
Yeah, I mean, I've had people
We've
ask
been holding
me.
off because we knew we were gonna be doing the increases and wanting to increase this to 2 positions. So we're
Okay.
advertising it.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve the promotion of Ray Farinacci to the position of supervisor of maintenance and operations number 2323 at the rate of $28.29 per hour to be effective April 1st, 2018 with a 180-day probationary period. The Department of Water Resources is requesting the board increase the current posting for the position of maintenance worker number 2330 from 1 to 2 positions. These positions will remain posted until filled.
Second?
Commissioner Claypool? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
And our next one is Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and execute contract maintenance form number 1, which is increasing the contract with CUV excavating contractors for additional work and materials needed to repair 2 sewer laterals on Opelika Drive in Chesterland. This includes traffic control, and it is in the amount of $15,000.
So is this in a project that was an overrun on, or what's the percent
No,
increase? We've got $15,000 increase, what is the percent increase?
There are 2 laterals that had damage to them, and they're very deep laterals, and there's also fiber optics that run in that area. So CUE excavating contractors is sometimes a contractor will bring in, we have a service contract with them that we have ongoing, and we'll bring them in when our equipment just can't get to those lines or get through all the risks that are in that area. So with fiber optics being in that area, we'll bring them in and do that for them.
So this is a new project, the $15,000 is for the
It's for
project?
these yeah, it's to repair these 2 laterals, so it's from our main line up to the clean out.
sprints.
Anything from the clean out to the house, we would help the homeowner just determine where the problem was with, that's typically the homeowner's expense.
So this is kind of a required thing, because we had a problem. And we
Yeah,
gotta
it was
take
2
care of it,
lateral,
so-
service laterals to residences, so.
Okay, good, thanks.
I don't know if she did.
So moved, did we read it?
She did.
She read it.
We did.
There you go.
Second.
Second?
Second, sorry.
Sorry, Commissioner Claypool.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Commissioner Lynn.
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler.
Aye.
And then our last one is, do you want me to formally read it, Christie, or do you want?
No,
doesn't
you
matter.
can just explain it and
Okay.
then I'll do it and then.
It's, we have a senior job shadow student that's coming over to our department just, as an intern, and it'll be 40 hours unpaid. He's an engineering student going through University of Akron. So one of the requirements is that he find a job mentor who also graduated from the University of Akron. So I myself graduated from Akron, as did our design engineer. So we have two of us over there that
I see.
job shadow him, and it's unpaid. He'll just be learning the ropes, mostly staying in the office. If he does ever leave, he'll be with one of us.
Is he actually a high school student?
He still is.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure
I
I
thought maybe we
clarified
could get him
that
out
when
and show him some field work a little bit, because he'd be so bored sitting with the office.
Right,
workers.
get him out.
He
Get
might
some,
not want to.
get him down in a hole with the
Yeah.
muddy
Yeah.
boots on, yeah. Yeah.
Where's Nodonia?
That is by Sagamore Hills, Macedonia area.
Yeah, like
So
Rowdy.
It's
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to find somebody who graduated from Akron, so I've been trying to do a little bit more mentoring of both
That's
college
good.
and high
That's
school
great.
students.
Yeah, that's nice.
There wasn't much available when I was in engineering school, so I'm hoping
Yep.
to get this becoming more available.
Some real world, yeah.
Yep.
So the Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve Michael Dudish, Nordonia Hills High School senior, to serve as an unpaid intern for a senior job shadow project for a total of 40 hours during the period April 30th, 2018 through May 15th, 2018.
Second?
Commissioner Claypool? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Thank you, have a good day. Good job.
Is Adrian coming back, or are you doing this one, Dave?
Yes, I'm doing this. This is follow-up to the consolidation of the Department of Community and Economic Development and the Building Department, the Department of Development. So we're getting things in line for doing the 2019 budget, so it's a consolidation of those two departments.
Okay.
We should have kept Chuck around here, he could have taken us back and taken care of it.
That's true. Yeah.
The Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 1853, authorizing and requesting the Jogga County Auditor's Office to create a new department code for the new Department of Development and sub-department codes for the Community and Economic Development and Building Department sections within the new Department of Development. Can you tell Laura, Rebecca?
Second.
Commissioner Claypool?
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler? I do have the one addition.
That's funny.